Hi and welcome to this edition of Out of the Box. My name is Paul. Today we're going to have a look at what is in this browny grey box. We'll call it probably grey. We always know when there's a box colour change, there is a product range change coming from Ubiquiti. This is part of the G5 camera range. We've already done a review there on the G5 Dome. This is the G5 Bullet we're going to be having a look at today. It is a 2K camera, 30 frames per second. I think it's a 5 megapixel camera, doing a resolution of about, I think it's 1688 by 1512, and this is going to probably be a complement, maybe a replacement for the G4 Bullet. All right, so I'm going to be a big technical overview. It's going to show you what you get in the box. So you are first going to get your pole mounting bracket, exactly the same as we used to get with the G4 Bullet. The idea is you're going to put your zip ties through here. You can see the ridging in place there for the pole. Put your cable ties in, and then obviously you're going to offer up the actual base plate here. Screw those together. Then your next portion is going to come onto here this way and carry on, but we'll show you how that assembles in a minute. So that's your pole mount. You'll then get your normal wall mount. As you can see, the holes already through there like this. You've got your option for your cable to come in through the bottom there, or obviously if you've put a hole straight the way through the middle of your wall, it's going to come straight into there. Then you're going to get the start of your knuckle joint. All right, hopefully you can see the joint there in the knuckle that we can use, which will show you how that sort of fits together in a moment. You're going to take your base plate here, your cable, Ethernet cable is going to pass through here. You're going to get a little packet here of screws and a bung. The bung is obviously going to go over your Ethernet cable, and it actually pushes into this hole here and seals your Ethernet cable in place. I think this is like IPX4 rated, so they are rated for outside use, but it's not a sealed unit. So that would do this up. All right, and that's the start now. As you can see, that's mounted to the wall. This is the start of our knuckle joint. Probably just done that up slightly too tight. All right. And our knuckle joint, probably once we've got the camera on there, will move a little bit easier. But as you can see already, I can get some good angles. So I've got turn this way and I've got turn the other way. All right, then you're going to get the actual head of the device. Let me just figure out holding this up for you. So there's the front. You do get this sun visor that has a little bit of movement backwards and forwards in it. Your IR sensors, or your IR LEDs, are in that outer circle, cameras in the middle. You are going to get, just going to check all the way around this. We don't have any option to add any extra devices by the looks of this onto this. On the G4s, you could have an external plug here that you could take off, and you could put an additional IR sensor on there. Doesn't look like it with this. Then inside, this is where your Ethernet cable is going to come in. Obviously, these are PoE powered, like I said, and you've got a reset button on there. So that cable is going to pull up, like we said, all the way through the middle. And then we are going to actually just mount the device. We're going to screw it into the base like that. Hopefully you can see. All right, and we've got our camera now fitted together. And probably easier to sew now, I've got a little bit of ability. Obviously, we've got quite a lot of angle, and people often ask which is the best choice of a camera for your environment. These are really good both inside and outside. If you've got interesting wall shapes, for instance, this needed to be mounted on the wall but almost partially looking round it. I've got one of these pointing at my swimming pool, so I can keep an eye on what's happening when the kids are in the pool, that they're safe. But I can only mount it on an angled wall, which has allowed me to essentially sit it on the wall like that and angle it around. Some people are using this so that obviously you maybe got a twist and it needs to be looking down because you've got mounted in the eaves. Obviously you can mount it upside down and then swap the angle of the camera around so it's upright. There's a lot of options you've got with this type of knuckle joint. So those really are all the main components together that make the G5 Bullet. It's pretty much identical to the G4. The specs are very slightly different, and I think we're going to see a slightly different price point on it. But hopefully that's been useful to have a look at the new Ubiquiti G5 Bullet and what you actually get in the box. Do head on over to our YouTube channel. Loads more box opening on wireless, network, firewalling devices, how to set up, unify, protect, all the bits that you need to make that work. So do subscribe and stay up to date.